What's going on, you guys? This is Dreddy's GameSpot, and today we're going to be looking at the Nintendo Switch Lite and the version 2 original Switch, a comparison on which one you should get depending on what kind of gamer you are. So let's get into it. Alright guys, so we have this normal Switch Volume 2 and the Nintendo Switch Lite right here. The size comparison is the Switch Lite is about one Joy-Con smaller than the Nintendo Switch. Let's look at this. The difference is this does not have analog, or this does not have the directional pad. They have 4 directional buttons. This has the directional pad, but I will say with the directional pad, after using it to play Mortal Kombat, it's very spongy and it doesn't pick up all that well, but it's still really cool to have. The other difference is you have the white buttons versus the solid black. So as far as screen size goes, with the Switch we have a 6.2 versus the 5.5. The pixel, since it is a smaller screen, has went up a little bit on the Switch Lite. To my opinion, in handheld mode makes it a little bit crispier. Now as far as functionality, they do run in handheld mode at 720. The only difference is with the Switch, whenever it's docked, it boosts up to 1080, which graphics are a deal for some people. I'm not a huge person on the graphics have to be amazing for the game to be good. So let's take a closer look at these and figure out the functionality of them. So with the Nintendo Switch, like I said, majoritively handheld. With it being a smaller screen, I do think the images are a little bit sharper. There's your vents, and as you can see with the normal Switch, the vents are a little bit different with the vents. Thickness is about the same. You got your game slots on either side. The top pretty much looks the same, just a little bit smaller. With the Switch Lite, we have a matted back, which cuts down on fingerprints and all that stuff. You got your capture, your plus and minus, and your home button, same as the Switch. No rumble in the Switch Lite, so if you're gonna want to buy this and you have a Switch already and you're waiting for a rumble to happen on certain parts of games, it's just not going to happen. There's no rumble. I have not had any drifting issues so far with my Switch Lite, which some people thought would happen. And on the bottom, you still have your charging port. This does not dock. This is just for charging. They took off the kickstand, so you cannot stand this up. Instead, you have to buy a third-party stand, which is what I have, and you gotta put it just like that, which I'm sorry you guys can't see due to the camera angle. But yeah, you gotta buy a third-party kickstand or just lean it up on something like so. Now, with it being a smaller screen, you can hook Joy-Cons up to this and play 2-player, but it is very hard with the screen being so small, everybody being huddled together can kind of be uncomfortable. So this for me is majoritively a one-person console. It is sleek. It does fit in your pocket, but it does feel awkward in your pocket because it is, you know, still quite big. So guys, now we have the normal Switch version 2. Right here you have the kickstand. If you open it up, the micro SD card goes in there. This is used for charging and docking. This also has tabletop modes. You can remove the Joy-Cons, play it like this, kickstand it up, and you also get a controller with it to where you can just slide it in like this. And you can also play with the controller. Like I said, you can do the same thing with the Switch Lite, but it's not very recommended. Tabletop mode with the normal Switch isn't really recommended either due to the screen size, but if you're on a trip, in a plane, in a car, in a boat, in a bus, it's very good. So, pop these back in here. Now the back does not have a matted look, and I will say, since the Switch Lite is a one solid unit and you cannot remove the Joy-Cons, after playing the Switch Lite, this does feel a little awkward for me because it does feel like these can bend and pop off. Not saying that I'm rough with my stuff. That's how it just feels awkward, I guess you could say. These do include rumble as well. So the Switch Lite comes in at $100 cheaper than the normal Switch. This being $200, this being $299. So, depending on if you're a portable gamer only or a TV gamer only, depends on which one you kind of want. Now, the processors are the same, but as far as battery life goes, I believe they're saying this one either goes from 4 to 9 hours depending on gameplay, and this one goes 3 to 7 hours depending on gameplay, with the version 2 having a much longer battery life. Both of them obviously has touchscreen. That's something Nintendo has been doing for a while now. So you have the white buttons and the black buttons. The analog sticks feel the same on each one. Games mostly do work on the Switch Lite than the Switch, other than stuff like Mario Party, because it is a TV only mode. So yeah. Here's some gameplay on the Switch Lite of Zelda Breath of the Wild. The speakers are on the back of the Switch Lite instead of the front like the normal Switch. The buttons are a bit mushier. It feels more of a cool tone with the graphics. Put this on sleep mode. Buttons are a bit mushy and quieter on the Switch Lite. And now moving on to the Switch. The graphics are really good, but they are a little warmer in my opinion. The speakers are a little bit louder, it being front, but not much of a huge difference. Buttons are a lot clickier on the Switch, which I do like to click. There you go, just give that a listen. A little bit more clickier than the Switch Lite. So guys, which do y'all prefer? The Switch Lite for $199 or the Switch for $299? So what kind of gamer are you? Are you going to get the Switch Lite for $200 or the normal Switch for $299? In my opinion, I'm more of a portable gamer, so I do prefer the Switch Lite, but I also enjoy being able to dock it on the TV and play. So yeah, thank y'all for watching. Let me know which Switch you prefer. Like, comment, subscribe. Dreddy's GameSpot signing out.